community around here on social media is awesome.
Daddy!
Daddy, we're pretty excited right now because we found your bike.
Was it?
Somebody just messaged me on Facebook. She was out for a walk. It's in Broxbourne on an estate. She's just like walked. Yeah, sort of cut the tree. She's just walked back there with her husband because I was like, please don't walk back on your own. And took a photo, sent it to me. It's absolutely our bike.
Oh wow.
Awesome. And so so they've locked it up for us. And they're just waiting for us to come and get it.
Oh right,
so I can send you.
Train to Broxbourne.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll send you the postcode of where the bike is. And she said that literally 5 minutes from there, and they'll come and unlock it for you. And
oh, awesome.
do you want to go and get it tonight? I think it's probably a good idea.
Yeah, I might leave now and try and get to Broxbourne quickly.
I think just be careful. She said loads of stuff turns up on this estate that's been stolen, and so lots of sort of good and bad people walk in and out. So isn't that amazing?
Yeah, that's really great.
I was sort of blown away by the whole thing.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go, darling, because I think if I need to sort of get changed and leave now, so I can catch a train.
All right, yeah. Oh, I'll send you the postcode of where the bike is, and then I'll hook you up with this person.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Okay.
Nice one.
Okay.
Thanks, baby.
Back where she belongs.
You have a good day?
It's been a long day.
Long day.
We have our bike back.
Yeah.
So it's been a bit of an emotional day. Started off not just disbelief to start with that the bike had been stolen, and then just got really, really angry, really quickly, and then had to walk to the train station, so that took half an hour, and by that time the anger had sort of subsided. But in the meantime, Erin had been on social media and putting out messages to see if anybody had seen the bike in the hope of getting it back. And during the course of the day, unbelievable how many times it was shared. It was like the posts were shared hundreds of times, and we had loads of offers come in for people offering to lend their bikes, to some people wanting to give us their bikes. Yeah, amazing. Money to buy new bikes. We had a bit of everything. It was just incredible, the network and the connection, all within like less than 10 hours. And then we're lucky enough to somebody's seen the post and spotted the bike, and we got the bike back, which was amazing. Yeah, at the end of the day, just feeling so grateful for the connection between all the people and the kindness that's out there was overwhelming. And started thinking about the reason this happened in the first place was somebody was probably feeling really disconnected from society and from other people, maybe even from themselves. And that's maybe part of the reason, I don't know, maybe that's part of the reason they took the bike. Maybe they were taking something else that helped make them feel better, and that blurred their judgment, and that's what made them take the bike. But it feels like what was behind the initial action was disconnection, and then what came out of that was so much connection between strangers, all within such a really short amount of time. Makes me feel that if some of that connection could have been felt by the person who was feeling disconnected, then maybe it wouldn't have happened in the first place. But then we wouldn't be left feeling so grateful for the the community and the society that we're living in. I'm glad I've got my bike back.
After the Bike Thief Saga, good things seem to keep coming. All right, Good Friday. Yeah! Chocolate. With Easter around the corner, Corey had a few extra days at home for us to enjoy some time together on our daily lockdown walks, and the pleasure of getting to know some of our new neighbours and their offspring. You want to go see the cows? All right, let's do it. You saying hi to the cows? Yeah?
Cow?
Yeah,
Cow?
there they are.
They're really fast, those little baby dogs.
Yeah.
Just started pulling apart a lot of the electrical connections in what's our new electrical cupboard, because I want to add in some extra cables to take the current to the inverter. So we've got these 95 square mil flex cables going from the master switch through the fuse and then onto the inverter, which works fine, and it says it can handle it. It's not a long distance. There's probably half a meter maximum in cable run, so the voltage drop's minimal, but there's quite a bit of heat generated with that when we're using the inverter for the washing machine or the dishwasher or something else like that. We're pulling sort of over 200 amps, which is quite a lot. The batteries can handle it, which is great. That's a thumbs up for lithium batteries. But I think I'd rather more cable there so that it reduces the temperature of the cable. So I'm going to pull it all apart and have twin cables running to and from the inverter. Also going to tidy up a little bit more where the cables are. So this still looks a little bit messy, but it's all finished back in. Difference being we've got two 95 mil square cables coming from the main battery isolator, and then two 95 mil square going to the inverter. Same on the negative as well to ground. What I should have done was measured the voltage drop. So measure the voltage here when the inverter's under load, and then measure the voltage at the inverter when it's under load. There would have been there still will be a voltage drop, but it would have been fairly significant before, as we only had one cable going, essentially a 95 mil square. The temperature as well, that was the main reason I was doing this, so the temperature should be in both the cables should be less than what it was. So the next thing to do is to install a circulation fan in here. So the inverter has its own fan that turns on automatically when it gets hot. So it's the battery charger. The MPPT controllers we don't have fans, but they've got heat sinking fins that dissipate the heat from them. I'm going to put this old computer fan, 12 volt fan, out of an old PC. I'm actually going to create a hole in the floor, wire in this thermostatic gauge. So the thermostatic switch will turn the fan on, say at 25 degrees, and then turn it off at 27 degrees, something like that. And the reason I'm cutting a hole in the floor and pulling it from beneath is that cold air sinks, right? So the coldest air is going to be underneath the floorboards, and it'll also help a little bit with airflow through the build. Not a massive amount, but should be good. Rather than putting one, say, in the side, which would then just be moving warmish air from here into this space, which is hotish air, and then out again. I think I'd rather a bigger difference in the air. So that's what we're going to try. So the thermostatic switch is in.
That's the temperature at the moment, and we've got it set to 25 degrees. Does that look about right, Ollie? The fan will turn on at 27 degrees and turn off at 25. This is the temperature sensor. I'll hold on to that. So there's a 2.5 degree difference. What do you think of that, Ollie? Fan.
Bye-bye, fan.
Bye-bye, fan. So when the temperature gets down to 25, it'll turn off. Can you count, Ollie? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Off! Yay! So I've marked out a hole in the floor there where I'm going to cut. So I'll cut that out and set the fan in there. And I've cut off the support for the fan on one side so that it can sit through and then sit flush with the floor, almost flush. Press, do you want the fan back on? It needs to get hotter, Bubba. How about we do some cutting instead?
There's the hole.
Yeah, and all the electrical connections that I dropped down there yesterday. Not down the hole, but they slid down there.
I think you just like making work for yourself.
I can see how it would look like that, yeah. It's really not true. So if I marked all this right, this should just drop in. It's a pretty good fit. So again, I've gone through the floor so it pulls up the air from the bilge, because the air from the bilge will be the coldest and it'll also help the airflow through the bilge. I know that there's no water directly underneath it. Well, it's a good thing, but it might have been more like air conditioning, I guess, if there was still water under there.
Yeah.
It would have acted as an evaporator.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, I can feel that quite well.
Yeah.
So when this lid's down, that should put a fair bit of cool air around.
Yeah, cool.
We've got a similar setup behind the fridge, and with the same thermostatic circuit board connector. But the fan at the moment is just going between two walls, so I'd like to as well, before the summer gets here, do the same thing, cut a hole in the floor so it pulls up air straight from the bilge and blows it directly onto the compressor. Be much more efficient, I think, than just moving slightly cooler air into a hot space. Pretty happy with that.
I'm so sorry, it's locked, baby. While the list of boat maintenance jobs continues, and with lockdown giving us time to tick off a few from the list, we still have to wonder, will it ever end?
Does it make you sad? Is Ollie sad?
No.
I think you might be.
Thanks for tuning in to 5 Knots Cruising. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like, as it really helps us to get our video out to more viewers. And we'd love to hear your feedback, questions and ideas, so please drop us a line either on our Instagram page or YouTube channel.